welcome, kings and queens. Today we are talking marriage and not love and marriage Huntsville. We're talking love and marriage Atlanta. Is Martell planning to marry or propose to Sheree Whitfield soon? Hold on. Y'all are not going to like this one. And that's okay. That's okay. Feel free to push back. But listen, I think he is. And I said it in another video that I posted on August 11th. Go back and watch it. But just know that you heard it here first. I have not changed my stance on this, but before we get into it, I'm Queen Shiba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
All right, so let's talk. And some of you are going to disagree with me. But from day one, I've always believed this was a real relationship for Sheree. I'm not talking Martell. Let's start with Sheree. I've always believed that this was a real relationship for her. I know some of you think it's a PR stunt. I know some of you think they are together just to come up together. For Sheree, this is real. I saw it in her eyes when Martell fed her that cupcake in New York. Do y'all remember when Martell went to New York with her as she was filming The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the reunion? Well, they showed a scene in the hotel room. I guess they were packing up and getting ready to go, or he was getting ready to go. And maybe he was saying that he was late for his flight or he had missed his flight. He had a cupcake and he fed her that cupcake on camera. She looked up at him. And in that moment, as a woman, I knew that this woman had deep feelings for this man. I knew in that moment, I said, hook, line, and sink. They're together. He just needs to. So here's the problem on the other side of it. They're together in her eyes, but they're playing it coy. But there's one small problem. He was still with Ariane. And at that time, he had been lying to Ariane and probably feeding and misleading Ariane to believe that it's a PR stunt. But it really ain't, y'all. This is real. Martell is just Martelling when it comes to Ariane. He's been lying to her like he did when he was married with Melody, okay? This girl is not acting out for nothing. If this was truly a stunt, Ariane would easily wait in the background for Papa Bear to come back home. But it ain't a stunt. And she done got herself caught up again in a love triangle, right? Okay, Ariane, listen to me. I need you to listen to me very closely. Martell is about to embarrass you. Yet again. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt really bad this time. Because I don't know how, you got there mentally and or emotionally, but you were performing and have been performing on social media as if you are the wife, as if you are a wife. That was your first mistake. The only wife was Melody, and you outperformed Melody behind this man. Somehow, some way, you allowed a married man to make a fool of you, and he's about to do it again because he's going to marry another woman, and it's not going to be you. So brace yourself. You're going to take a hit emotionally on this one. Now, as a grown woman, you are fully responsible for the position that you find yourself in today. You did that. I've invited Ariane on the show before, not to clown her, but it takes a village sometimes. But she was kind. She politely declined. But things are about to get really real for her if they haven't already. And no amount of exposing Martell on social media or showing screenshots of his calls when he stops by, when he doesn't, none of that will stop what's coming down the pipeline. If she's a smart girl, if you're a smart girl, you better start planning your life, because one thing I can assure you, Sheree isn't Melody. Sheree is about that life. Sheree will pop off. And if she doesn't, she has a daughter your age that can and will go toe-to-toe with you behind her mama. So I said all of that, right? But let me give you a couple of tips that you can take. First, get a job. Secondly, put him on child support. As a matter of fact, if you really want to boss up, wait until after he gets married. Okay? So then he's not going to be able to threaten you to take knocks. Don't no grown-ass woman like Sheree, who's living in the chateau, boss hogging on Real Housewives of Atlanta, making moves, whatever she's doing. She doesn't want a toddler touching her furniture, putting his fingerprints on her windows, none of that. So you're not going to have a problem, okay? Putting him on child support. He's not going to threaten you. He's going to be too busy filming, glorifying that life, showing up in spots. He's found his next melody. I'm telling you, he's found his next melody. Ariane, if you haven't already, number 3, baby, you need to stop sleeping with that man because he is a bona fide narcissist. He's about to place you on the shelf for good if he hasn't already. I'm not calling you this. This isn't my opinion, but I'm going to give you this from the perspective of a narcissist. From the perspective of a narcissist, you are now beneath him. He's found his next supply, his next financial supply. Last but not least, number 4, please stop addressing him on social media. Move in silence, move in peace, move in healing, but most importantly, sweetheart, move on. Martell got Sheree where he wants her. Okay? So that's why you don't see Sheree clapping back anymore, because Sheree's really in love. Mark my words. In my opinion, this man is about to get married. Mark my words. I give it 6 to 8 months for him to propose. Let's see. We are in October, right? I predict that between next summer and this time next year, he will have popped a question to Sheree. I won't go into details of why, because I share that assessment in a video that I posted in August. However, I was so new on YouTube, I don't believe anybody really paid attention. But go back. There's a video I posted. Okay? And I told you in that video, I've been saying it, probably the only one. He's going to marry this woman. And I explain why in that video. But I tell you what, because I know y'all are probably going crazy in the comments. If they're not engaged by this time next year, and if I'm wrong, I will happily give one of my subscribers $600 for the inconvenience of guessing wrong. That's how strong I believe this is going to happen. Okay? I don't feel like I'm wrong on this one. Sheree is way too quiet, and Martell is laying it on thick behind the scenes. But let me pause, because I said that I would not get into the details about why I feel so strongly about this. Start the clock, because I feel deep in my spirit. Martell is about to bust a move, honey, something we did not see coming. Well, at least y'all didn't see it, because I see it coming a mile away. And if I'm wrong, then I'll pay up.